Yeah, let's begin.
Yes.
So I'm just going to do a quick little swap over here. So we can start a bit like that. So let's begin. So here we got Jonas. So who are you, Jonas?
I am one of the co-owners for Keywordio, and I'm happy to join in today to speak more about what we see in terms of major trends and share a lot of the insights that we have learned during the years. And Johan, tell us a bit more about you.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I'm doing the lead generation here at Keywordio as well.
Yeah.
And also managing a few of our clients' Facebook accounts and also TikTok. And previous to that, as Jonas mentioned, I lived in Australia, worked in social media agency, and also for like a major hotel company.
Mm.
So yeah, lived in the States as well. So it's a bit short about me.
Yeah, you've been around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So good to see a few different parts of the world.
Yeah, awesome.
And let's jump into the presentation. So the agenda for today. So we start with the intro. And then Jonas will go over some of this year's trends and consumer behavior for Black Friday. Then we're going into the 2021 playbook for digital ads and shopping, and how to win this year's Black Friday seasonal sale with different type of channels. And then we finish off with some questions. So yeah, heading over to Jonas.
So I typically like to try to take a step back and look at the broader picture for e-commerce and how to really grow in a profitable way. And this is really when we look long term, what we see as the big challenges for any company within e-commerce. We see that marketing cost is going up. That is typically driven by when a new platform is launched, if it's TikTok, Snapchat, or wherever. We see that the cost per click is really low in the beginning, or the CPM, for example. And then when that platform starts to deliver revenue and it starts to work and acquire more users, the price goes up pretty fast. And then, of course, the marketing gets more expensive. So the only solution is to actually be smarter with what you spend.
Yeah.
We see that more and more shopping comparison sites or bigger marketplaces take more of the space digital. That means that typically you get pushed on product margins a lot of the times if you have your own products, or if you're selling the same products as your other collegial companies, for example. And then the third thing is really that, just for example, on this webinar series that we are running on a monthly basis, we see that there's a lot of people changing their job a lot of the times. And what I mean with that is that competence is shifting really fast. And if you have an e-commerce manager that works 1 year or 1.5 years, I mean, there's going to be a ramp-up period of 6 months. That person's going to have something that person wants to implement or achieve, and typically then that person moves on. And of course, this is a big challenge for anyone within e-commerce. And these forces, they are not going to go away. This will be an even bigger challenge in the future. So this is really what we solve at Keywordio, to challenge how to do smart with marketing, how to work with product pricing in an efficient way, and then of course build smart solutions to automate things and not make it too sensitive about if a person change a job or not, for example.
Yeah, I agree.
So, what are the dates we should look at? And what are the important dates for this year when it comes to the holiday season? Of course, if we start with Black Friday, 26th of November, of course that's the big day. That is more transformed into a week right now. So typically you see a week pattern. But it's also good to remember that you have the Singles Day coming up on the 11th of November, and you also have the Cyber Monday on the 29th. And then Green Monday in December, and then of course like Christmas and New Year's as well, right?
Yeah, of course.
So these are the dates, and of course things start to happen a lot faster than just on these dates.
Yeah, sure.
So if you look at like how many people actually search related to Black Friday on Google in the Northern Europe, you see that there's an increased interest from 2016 to 2017 to 2018, and this is keep on increasing, right? So the volume of queries related to Black Friday is increasing, and you also see that, of course, this is a heavy spike around the week and the date, which is natural.
Yeah.
But the volume is also increasing in total year over year, so it's getting more and more traction into this. And like, even if you decide to do something on Black Friday, or if you decide not to do, it's still something that you need to be really planning for anyway, right? Because the demand on the market, no matter where you're going to be in e-commerce, it's going to be increased a lot. So make sure to optimize for your business.
Yeah.
And of course, there are certain types of categories in e-commerce that are extra interesting, and we typically see that kitchen appliance, clothing, and footwear is rising really fast. Jewelry, home appliance, and beauty and personal care is also key categories that you should definitely keep an extra eye on for it.
Yeah, like who haven't waited for the TV. Exactly.
Exactly, and then you typically wait for that. But if you look at the search pattern when it actually starts, it's already started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for you, if you go in and look at your own search behavior that you have with your own data, you typically see that, as early in September, people actually start to search and be interested about it. And of course, if you sell, like you mentioned, a TV with a higher cost, maybe you can actually wait a couple of months until you actually make that purchase.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
if it's more a commodity or for example, in the beauty segment, well, you maybe don't wait 2 months for that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna speak a lot more about how to design a funnel for Black Week. But Johan, any thoughts on like the different channels and how to actually use them earlier on to be on top of mind when it comes to the big peak season?
Yeah, so as you mentioned before, you can look at your search queries on your website, and a good tip for that, so if you start seeing like now, end of August, beginning of September, that people are searching for like home appliances or something similar to that, that's a good idea that you can create social ads for your followers and also people who follow your competitors, and push those kinds of ads to them. Because then people are searching for buying a TV or like a cooking machine or something like that. So your ads will be relevant to those people. So it's good to start early with planning the idea in their head, and then as time moves on, you can develop that strategy into more channels and push that really hard, like towards the end when the Black Friday really starts. But we will dig a little bit deeper into that. But some examples of the channels we talk about is, of course, Facebook and Instagram, Google, YouTube, even TikTok, and also Snapchat works in some regions. It's just a little bit smaller channel, and that's how we normally plan the season. So starting a little bit slow, September, October, and then you're ramping it up in November, quite a lot, and then you're gonna, of course, continue over the holiday season.
Yeah. So, like we said, it's important to really segment out like what kind of business do you have, because it's not for every business that Black Week or Black Friday is the biggest peak season, for example.
No.
And this is just a good example of, if you look at once again like search query data based on iPhone, for example, there's actually a bigger spike in queries when a new iPhone is launched, which is typically done same time every year, or at least around the same time. But that is actually a lot bigger spike than Black Friday. And of course, this is really important to be aware of what your assortment is and how that actually correlates to the spike in search queries. Because it might be that Black Week is not the biggest one for you.
Exactly. So every business have different situations.
And then when it comes to how to adjust your budget, for example, during Black Week or Black Friday, what we see, if you take Google Ads, for example, and then you come into to Black Week, you see that the demand is increasing. You see that people start purchasing, depending on if you want to have a Black Friday or if you have a Black Week, or if you do like, well, we do releases of different parts of the assortment, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to try to keep people coming back during the whole week and keep an interest up.
Yeah.
But it's equally important to make sure that you are really on top of how to adjust your bidding before, of course, under the peak. But then also it's very important not to burn too much cash after, because the demand will go down and conversion rates will be a lot worse. So you need to be smart in terms of lowering the bidding as well. And this is something that Google has been, of course, working a lot on as well.
Yeah.
But what we have seen is that you need to be really aware and be really on top of this all the time, and don't expect Google's automated products to solve this for you in a magical way, because you will end up spending a lot in the after period. So perfect planning before, execution during, and then smart managing of bidding and saving money in the end, and then ramping up to some kind of new normal or where you will end up. So this is very important to not burn too much cash.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, of course, what's the difference between different types of companies, for example?
Yeah, exactly.
So for you who lives in the Nordics, you probably know Jollerum, which is a leading brand when it comes to toys for kids, for example, with a really large assortment, many brands, everything from Lego to the stroller and to the latest thing where the kids playing. And then if you look at Northway, so it's a global brand. Well, you're a big skier, right? So
yeah,
of course you have seen the North Face brand from probably when you were born, maybe.
Yeah.
And of course, a one brand store compared to a multi-brand store, it's gonna be a big difference how you actually work with the build-up of the Black Week concept, how aggressive you are, and also how you actually should spend your marketing to be optimized for this.
Yeah.
And just dipping in a bit more on Jollerum, and this is a picture from last week when we visited Jollerum and did a really interesting workshop on key things. But of course, when you have an assortment, you have a full robotized warehouse, and you have more than like 70,000 products. Of course, that is a big opportunity, but it's also a complexity in one way, which is very, very important to manage.
Yeah.
So it's important to see like where you are in this and like what type of business you have. And you're going to talk more about how to build a sales funnel and how to think about these different concepts.
Yeah, of course. So let's jump into the sales funnel. So as if you've been to our previous events, we're going over the sales funnels. We're going to take people from strangers to visitors to leads, customers, and in the end we want people to promote our products for free. So you can do it by different type of channels. So today we'll talk about how to utilize TikTok, Facebook and Instagram, and also Google Ads. And what we do is I'll jump into the first stage. So if no one have heard about your brand, so in this case we'll take the North Face as an example. So here we have 3 different type of ads. They're very broad in the message. It's showing the sports. It's like skiing. It's running. It's you will see it like soon. And it's here on the left. We can see it's TikTok. In the middle is Instagram, and on the right is a YouTube ad. So on these type of ads, you can do it different kind of versions. Of course, if you are in a new market, reach might be a good option, because then you can control how many times a day or a week people see your ads. But if it's like a market where you're really known, conversion might be a better option, because then people might, if you're lucky, buy from these ads. But sometimes you're not that lucky, and you have to utilize remarketing, and that's where kind of the power of the digital marketing comes. And I can show you the example of the TikTok ad that they have.
Most at home in the wild.
Yeah, so over there it was a majority of sports, and if you click on the ad, it takes you to a landing page where you can choose which sports you want to utilize or shop for. And you might just look at the video, you might not click at all, but the good thing about that is if you stay, for example, on Facebook or TikTok, even with the new iOS updates, you can actually retarget people based on how much they watch the video, and same on YouTube. So you don't have to follow them all on your website, but if you're really lucky, they watch your video till the end and click your website, so you get double bonus when you retarget them. So it's going to be more accurate, which takes you to the next stage.
Was it you who did the backflip in the video?
I wish, but maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And then let's say I watched one of the videos, I got really attracted by this gear, and I clicked one of the jackets. In this case, it's the North Face Steep Series jacket. So I might not remember exactly what jacket I watched or what if it's. So here you see on the left, Instagram is reminding me of a great ski picture of a guy wearing the jacket, and then suddenly I see a funny TikTok video of the same video. And then I actually starting to remember, this was the jacket I watched. So I go to Google and I search for it. And then I can see, of course, the ads will pop up on the top. And this is where Google Ads and Google Shopping comes in. And it will be competition for sure in most categories. And here you can see the second ad is by North Face, but the first one is Ad Nature. So the one who's best at Google Ads will be the first one. So you gotta do your Google Ads right to be able to capture the visitors. And when you come to the next one, you view the product. So if I click these ads, it'll take me straight to the product. And then hopefully I buy it, but sometimes the price was too high, the time wasn't right, my dog maybe came in and disturbed me, or something else that happened that I didn't completely the purchase. So then we do for the leads to happen. So you can use conversion or catalog ads on Facebook, for example, and that only shows the product that you actually viewed. Good thing you can use here is you throw in a little discount. So if I watch this product, like let's say a week before Black Friday, and then a week later is Black Friday or Black Week, that same product might be there, but with a 50-60% discount. The likeliness that I will buy something is a lot higher than a week ago, because there is a great discount as well. Even if it's just 5 or 10%, it's still cheaper than I initially checked it out. And then I can see it with Google display ads and follow me again. And I might even go to Google again and search it if I didn't find it. And I was like, now it's Black Friday, so I can even maybe insert Black Friday North Face Steep Series. And then I will get a few discounts over there, because it will be Black Friday by the week. And hopefully then that leads to a purchase. So I sit there on my computer, clicking home the purchase, and a few days later the mailman will deliver my jacket. And in that way you have utilized all 3 different kinds of channels. and yeah, you complete it from when I wasn't aware that I needed a product. I kind of knew maybe I needed a jacket for the winter, but I wasn't really aware that North Face was just the one. And with the help of different kind of channels, you can like optimize your budget and all of that.
And I think one question that I typically get a lot from our customers, like for example, take like if you're more of the multi-brand store, like what's your take on how to think different about this? Because now this is more like the example here is more the North Face, the big brand, the one brand store, right? How do you think different if you are a multi-brand store, for example?
So if you're a multiple brand store, especially for the top of funnel ads, I can target interest, for example. So if I go back like here, so for example, if I would, Jolly Room for example, if I wanted to buy a Lego, an easy way here is just target people who like Lego and are in a certain age group, or maybe live close to a store that you have that you want to drive people to. So if you like, okay, I want to target people who live around Gothenburg, approximately 10 kilometers from our store, who likes Lego and are in this age, then I can segment my ads in different kind of interest. And you can also have like people who have kids, if you target the parents, not the kids. And that's how I would segment the different ones. But you can also do it if you have a really well set up CRM system and pixel. You can target or create lookalike audiences of people who purchase certain products. But then again, you need a quite large audience for this to work. This is how we do in this stage at least.
And I think also that, like if I just rephrasing what you're saying as well, it's just we see that there is so much into assortment understanding to understand and pick out the categories and then be smart how to run marketing in a specific way. It's not like one playbook for the whole assortment when you're a multi-brand store. It's really key to understand the assortment, understand where you have an edge, where your customers really like how you are, like you, because you, of course, your brand is very important, and of course your brand is probably not the strongest on all your categories that you have.
Yeah, exactly.
So making sure that you pick out the ones that you're strong in, and then make sure that the offer is really valuable for the customer, and then be smart with the marketing on that.
And a good example for in the beginning, if you want to have like exclusive nights at your store for your current customers, people who sign up for your newsletter, you can start running lead generation ads, and you can offer people like the evening before Black Friday, 2 hours just for those people, and then in the same region. So if you have like a multi-brand store like Dormy, for example, who sell golf articles, they have a few different warehouses in Stockholm, Örebro, all over the country. You can target people who live around those stores and ask them to sign up to get like a pre-sale access, and that's a good way to grow your email list as well, which is great when it comes to Black Friday.
So that doesn't really count as like you, because like margins, like on the first slide with product pricing, of course a lot of e-commerce companies are really pushed on margins, and of course you don't want to give away more than you actually need.
No.
But giving early access to exclusive products or a limited amount with a certain price is something that we see works really well. For example, the week, if you're gonna decide to go with a week, you release X amount of products that you allow certain types of pricing. So that also creates a limited amount of offers, so you can control your margin, and then the rest will be on full price.
Exactly.
Still it's about being fast on delivering and having a great store and a lot of great reviews, because then people will buy from you anyway.
Sure.
On this, we can maybe go into, if you take more of the, let's say that we go a bit deeper into the funnel. Some of the the questions here. For example, of course, privacy is a big thing right now, and there's a lot of things changing within privacy.
Exactly.
Can you just explain a bit more in terms of what options do you actually have in terms of remarketing and what settings you can actually do, for example, on your Facebook pixel right now, and how to work around that in a smart way?
Yeah, so as you might have seen, hopefully not, but most people have, you've seen a lot of the pixel data have dropped off quite a lot if you go to aggregated events.
Yeah.
And what you can do to help Facebook know who to target. Of course, you can run video ads and you can let people watch the video because then they stay on Facebook, so people can opt out for that because they're still on Facebook.
Yeah.
Another way you can do is you sync your CRM system or your website system to Facebook, and there you can like sync your audiences. So you can choose the pixel, people who visit your website or certain products, but also you can use the list that is synced with your CRM. And it targets those people as well. But you can also, if you don't have a CRM that syncs with Facebook, you can just download it as an Excel file. I know this is a bit annoying because your list probably change all the time. But if you do it like once a week or once a month, that should be enough, at least for Facebook to kind of get a better understanding of who your customers are and to better target them.
And of course, the same goes for Google as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To really be on top of your CRM data or your customer data platform or what system you have. I think that is one of the most important things to be able to solve the challenges with privacy, which is actually better for everyone. And you just need to be smarter with how to do it.
Yeah, and also don't forget that you need to verify your website because otherwise, their private policy won't really work as it should, and it'd be more secure for everyone that you have secure or verified it.
Yeah, but you mentioned the videos, and you have a couple of great examples of videos. How do you think is the best way for an e-commerce to actually use like video views and retargeting in an efficient way? Like if you can spend some more time on that.
So especially when it comes to video views, it's going to be engaging and it's kind of want to put yourself in that situation. So for example, if I would like to go skiing, a good ski video or like this when I'm out skiing is great for me because that will show my attraction and I will keep watching the video, and if it's a product that I like, I might even click it. But if I don't really pay attention to the product in the video, I can be reminded by it later with more ads.
And what definition would you set how to retarget based on a video view? Let's say that we just watched these girls dancing in the North Face jackets.
Yeah, so 25% is usually like a minimum, but the more
and 25%
watched of the video.
Yeah.
Is what I would say a minimum, but if you can do 25 or 50 or 75, and if you even have like a little offer in the end, then you actually know the people watched it. So it can be like if you're having like a little sale, the last 25% of the video, you can give them like a discount code, and that's the way a great example to see if they watched it or not.
Yeah. And of course, like video is getting more and more important, and being smart about like how to retarget people based on how they actually engage with the video, what they watched, how long. That is something that we see is getting more and more important.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Then a great way also when they become customers, your optimal goal is to get them to promoters.
Yeah.
So if they buy your products and they post on social media and they tag you, that's a great way. So if some of the clients are really good photographers, video photographers, you can even ask them if you can use the content for your own social media or the ads even, because then you will look more organic, and people see like faces or people doing situations or you don't pay for this as well. So it's a great way to use the content if it fits your brand guidelines. Yeah,
many people like dogs and smiling faces.
Exactly.
So seems to be a natural bias for us humans.
Yeah, no one likes an unhappy smile like person, especially in ads. So they want to be happy when they see the ads.
Yeah,
most of the cases.
But I think this is also an interesting area of actually trying to create, like you said, promoters or giving them something that they can give away to their friends as well, not only just sharing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the sort of the two-sided offer. So you give something to someone that is important to you. It could be an offer or something that is exclusive, and then as a return, you also get something back from the brand or the company, trying to trigger this loop of getting people to share and promote, and actually on the way to get rewarded for it. And I think it's so easy just to fall in to think about like monetary terms, but there are so many perks that you can give away that doesn't have to cost you for it.
No.
And just being really personal and actually calling some of the clients to actually say thank you to them, that will create an amazing experience as well.
Exactly.
Which will build loyal customers for a long term. And we see some of our customers that are really based on, for example, if it comes from an influencer marketing background, of course, these companies are really built based on engaging with their customers, right? So that comes natural for them.
Yeah.
It might not be that it comes so natural for a big multi-brand store that builds on assortment from the start, but it's a great way to engage with customers and activate them to share your brand.
Exactly.
Yeah. Any thoughts on budget allocation in the customer journey? If we start with North Face and the examples here, like how would you like go about to think about how to allocate the budget here?
So in the beginning, I would probably have a little bit more towards social.
Mm-hmm.
So about 80-20,
Mm-hmm.
because people are not aware of the product yet,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to show them the products.
Yeah.
But as we get further down in the funnel, it's gonna go more and more over to Google. So if I show you like here, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I would do 80% to social,
Yeah.
and then 20% to Google and YouTube, because you get more value for the money on socials in this case. And when you come further down, you can use, I would say, 60% to social,
Yeah.
and then 40% to Google.
Yeah.
Because here people are starting getting aware who you are and what you do, and they start searching for you a little bit more. And then when you go down to the last step, I would actually switch over more to Google, so about 60-40. Because this is when people they've been watching your or adding to cart, but they didn't do it, so you need to go to Google to find it, unless you have like a frequency of 10 times a day and they just totally miss your ads.
Yeah.
So yeah, about 60% to Google and 40% for social is best for this way.
Yeah. And also to think about, like, if we say, well, in top of the funnel, social is going to be more important. How do you look at like Instagram, Facebook versus TikTok, for example?
So TikTok is a lot cheaper, or you get more value for the money.
Yeah.
The targeting is not as good
Yeah.
as it is on Facebook and Google. So it's good to experiment. Don't put all the money in the same bucket.
No.
Spread them out a bit. You can maybe start with like 40-50 or 40-60. And then if you see that one is performing better, of course you want to put a little bit more money into that platform. But it's different for each brand, so it's not like a thumb rule for everyone. And yeah.
Like always, keep experiment.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
same with different ad objectives. So it doesn't mean that you always run the same ad objectives, because all business is different. If you don't have enough like events on your website or enough traffic, you can't run a conversion campaign, which is best for most cases. But sometimes you have to do like a traffic campaign, or even if you want to push traffic to a store, you can run a local campaign as well.
Yeah.
And that's the same on Google. And that's really good. Just before Black Friday, people searching for your actual location, and you can run those campaigns.
Yeah.
And then you're probably asking if you want to switch over to videos. It's quite expensive. Like the big productions they go to the big mountains and have like certain filmers with like red cameras, etc. That's gonna cost you quite a big buck to do. But there's other ways to do it as well.
Yeah. Not everyone has the marketing budget or the creative studios that the North Face has, right?
No, exactly. So I put together a few programs that I tried myself and I heard other people use. So I can show you this example, for example, for our TikTok event in the beginning of the summer. We used the app called CapCut. It took maybe 5 minutes to create these 2 videos. It's not great, but it's not like awesome either. So
TikTok has event 1st of July.
So that was just CapCut, which is a free app. GoPro have its own quick app, which is also free. And it creates really good videos from it, and it's easy to use, and it just takes seconds to do it.
And I mean, with Johan Lundin as that in the end, like who doesn't want to buy a GAM in the end? Like it's perfect, right?
Yeah. And then you have Pixaloop. It's another app. It's very good for photos. So if you don't have so much videos, you can convert your photos to videos. So you can, for example, if you have water or something that can be movable, you can make cool effects out of it. You can also change if the weather is bad. You can take like a photo of the nature, and you can swap it to look like winter, summer. The background can be amazing with stars or northern lights, or make it a little bit more memorable. And then the next one is Mojo. It's also for pictures, but also for videos. And it just makes really nice Instagram posts that you can use for ads. It just kind of make it organizing a little bit better, so you can grid it out or cool effects or similar things to that. Then it's 2 apps from Adobe. It's Adobe Spark and Rush. Rush is totally free. It's used for your phone. It's a lighter version of Final Cut. And it's easy to edit videos. They have like a music library that you can use, and the cool effect and transition is there as well. Spark is another one, which is similar to Canva, but you can create really good pictures there.
And I think also that for example, when we look at how often do you need to change creatives, I mean, there's going to be very few companies that actually have the resources and money to actually reproduce sort of the top highest quality. Like you need to change every 3 to 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's also about experimenting and be fast and changing the message. So at least mixing up. It might be that you have access to the big studio and the big film crew and everything, like, but still you can definitely accelerate your testing and do smaller tests faster on certain types of content, so you can actually use that as input for your big projects in terms of copy and messaging and creatives. And I mean, we even see this on some of the biggest brands in the world. I mean, I don't know exactly what Apple has in budget for their production, right? But I assume it's pretty high, and I don't think they have an issue paying for great content. But we see that even Apple makes some things that actually look quite handmade and can definitely be produced with these kind of tools, like you said, within 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So like always, don't be afraid to test and then set up an hypothesis and try to learn from it.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yeah, and as you said, like if you find an ad that really works, even if it works really well, you can't run it forever, unfortunately, because people will get tired of it,
Yes.
and then these social media platforms and also Google will punish you for showing it too many times. So that's why you need to keep updating even your ads quite frequently. So a good thumb rule is like 3 to 4 weeks. Change your ads to new ones. People don't get sick of it. Because if they keep seeing different kind of your ads, they'll keep them like active and engaged. But if you see the same one over and over again, they probably get pretty annoyed. So yeah, that's a good way to keep updating your content.
Yes.
And then, do we have any more questions?
Let's see. I think, let's see if we can go to the next one there. No, let's go to the bonus content.
Yeah.
So, part of the Stockholm office, what did we do on Sunday?
So we were part of something called Red Bull Flugtag. It's an event organized by Red Bull. And what you need to do is you need to build an aircraft or something that flies by yourself. You can't use any pre-bought material or like aircraft. So in our story, we built over 2 days a hat that have the diameter of area of 10 meters. And our plan was to fly 80 meters. We almost got to 11. So it doesn't always go as you plan. But it was very fun, and you had to do a show and dress up. In our case, we choose Pets on the Findus, which is a Swedish cartoon.
Yes.
Actually illustrated and created by one of our co-workers' uncle.
Yes. And everyone in Sweden knows it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we didn't win, but we got third longest, so that's what we count. And we got a few extra things from this as well, so we probably got Red Bull for a year.
Yes.
Even if I love Red Bull, it's hard to drink it for a year. So we have prepared like a little bonus content for you. So what is it, Jonas?
So the bonus content is that for you and your marketing team to boost your planning for Black Week, we offer you a free breakfast, a flock of 24 Red Bulls, and a session with us where we will help the first one who signs up for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone in the Stockholm office has 2 of the COVID shots, so we are set as well.
Exactly. So just send Jonas an email, and we will set it up to the first one.
Yeah. So jonas@keywordio.com and ask to schedule it. And it's the first one who asks to get the free breakfast, the Red Bull package, and our team to help you plan out the big plan for how to run and execute the best Black Week that you have ever done.
Yeah, exactly. And if you get super curious about this Red Bull event, it's live on Red Bull's website, so you can watch our team compete. It's a quite funny one, and the song is really good.
Yeah, and on the right-hand picture, it's me and Johan Lidner who jumps down from the platform.
Exactly, as chickens.
Yes.
And then see if we had any questions from before. So this is our email addresses. But again, we will send you an email with the recording and also the presentation a bit later this afternoon. So what if we have less than 50 events per week? So as you might know, you need to have 50 events on your Facebook pixel to be able to run a conversion campaign.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any, like the events can be categorized in website visitors, add to cart, purchase, etc. So if you don't have even 50 website visitors, a traffic ad is probably the best option, and opt in for landing page views. Because then you actually only pay when someone is clicking on the website. If you use clicks, you pay for every click they do, so likes, everything on the ad. And that would be my recommendation until you get enough conversions. Then you can switch over to a conversion event. The only thing is you need a little bit larger budget for it to work, because otherwise it'd be quite difficult for Facebook to find the right people.
Yeah, and I mean, like AI and machine learning, of course, it's everybody talks about it today, but still, like if you can't measure it and if you can't see what is actually bringing value to your business, then there's going to be no algorithm that can do something smart with that, right? Of course, you can guess, but it's really important to make sure that you have the proper measurement and setup for you. And for everyone who starts small, then of course you just need to step up in the funnel and measure things higher up to assume that's a proxy for success later. And then of course, as you build the data in the funnel, you will get more conversions, and in the end you can focus more on that.
Yeah, exactly. And the second one, if my budget's only 15 euro a day, what can you recommend? So this is a very small budget in total.
Yeah.
But if that's all you have, I would probably do one traffic campaign and then one retargeting campaign with reach. For the traffic campaign, I would use $10, and for the reach campaign, I would use $5. I will also do a test. So since you don't have a large budget, it takes longer time to find out how the test is going.
Yeah.
So for the first traffic campaign, if I know my audience, I would only pick one to start with, and then do 2 creatives to test which creative works best. And then I would do a retargeting campaign with reach on the people who watched the video. I'll also use a video to start with. People who watched 50% of the video or clicked the website or been to my website. And I will show it to them 3 to 5 times a day. And that's what I would do on this small budget. And yeah, I think that was everything for today.
Yeah, great. And you will get the slides and the information afterwards, and look forward to the ones who schedule the breakfast and get the 24 Red Bulls.
Exactly. And yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to just email us or call us, and we do our best to help you solve the problem.
Awesome. Great. Thank you very much.
Have a good one.